afternoon and warm welcome to this special interview. My name is Anup Verma. I am the editor of ET Government, which is a vertical of the Economic Times focused on covering government initiatives and policies. Today, our guest for this special interview is Dr. Sanjay Kumar Jha. He is the chairman and managing director of Mishra Dhatu Nigam Limited, MIDHANI. MIDHANI is a leading public sector enterprise that specializes in research, development, manufacture, and supply of critical alloys products which have very major national security and strategic importance. Now I come to Mr. Jha. Sir, thank you for joining us here in this interview. My first question is, since its inception in 1973, how has MIDHANI transformed itself in the development of new products, manufacturing capabilities, R&D expertise, and uniqueness of the process followed in manufacturing of strategic materials, which can be used for the sectors such as energy, space, and aeronautics?
Yeah, as you have started, that foundation of MIDHANI was laid in the year 1973.
Yes.
And from there, the journey started in developing the technology for the various critical materials for in the field of required in the field of defense, space, aerospace, nuclear, and many other strategic programs of the country. And that time, the concept behind this company was that whatever material which is strategic in nature, which cannot be taken from the outside or overseas, should be developed within the country. And for that purpose, the foundation of Mishra Dhatu Nigam was laid in 1973. And it took almost a decade to make the technology and the process and the equipments. And after that, in 83, first commercial production started. And from there to now, I'll say MIDHANI has contributed in the area of, first I will talk about the space. In case of ISRO's space program, MIDHANI has indigenized almost many 90% of the materials. And today, whatever you see, the launch vehicle, PSLV, GSLV, even the Chandrayaan 3, Chandrayaan 1, and also Adityan mission, all the missions which requires the launch vehicle. MIDHANI has supplied the materials for that purpose. And now, of course, the Gaganyaan project is on for that they show. Regarding the missile program of the country, all the missiles which developed in the country, like strategic missiles to the current missiles like Agni, Prithvi, then also started with this Akash missile, then we have Astra. So all domestic program for the missile segments also MIDHANI has contributed. Other success stories coming on the nuclear sectors, where the many of our nuclear program which requires especially in the nuclear power programs, and also in the fast meter reactor technology. So for these areas, MIDHANI has done many new things, new alloys, and now it is doing in the big way for the aerospace development, which includes Tejas now going on. The new aircraft like AMCA is there, program in that. Then we have Kaveri dry engines. So many the areas where the new things are coming up in the aerospace. There also we have done a tremendous contribution by MIDHANI. So we can say in the nutshell that MIDHANI is the one organization which is making India Atmanirbhar in case of the material science and material technologies in the country.
Okay. What was the specific role that you played in the Chandrayaan mission? What kind of components did you supply there?
Yeah, in fact, in the Chandrayaan was basically the launch vehicle was LVM-3. So LVM-3 rocket is basically, it is like a GSLV type of launch vehicle, where the MIDHANI material has been used for the rocket motor casing. This is called maraging steel been used, and also titanium alloys for making the let's say the fuel tank and other accessories. And also we have made various grades of alloys, many things for the liquid engine, or even this, which includes the cryo, semi-cryo. So in fact, many of the, like even on the rover also, which has landed on that on the moon, there also the structural materials of MIDHANI, where we have made the ultra high strength steel, we have supplied titanium alloys, we have supplied many other special nickel based alloys. So these things are manufactured here, and maybe if you see in the grade wise, it may be different, more than 100 different varieties of products have gone from the MIDHANI in making this type of program successful. And that way our contribution was there in case of the material supplies. And of course, there are many other industries who have participated and who have done a tremendous job in this program. And today also they are doing for many other programs also.
Okay.
So
you are also supplying a lot of components for the Gaganyaan mission that is now scheduled, I mean, in a few months.
yeah.
What kind of products are these? Same.
Yeah.
Yes, please go ahead.
Gaganyaan also is a very, I think, very critical mission for ISRO. And basically the challenge here is that not only the getting the materials, but the materials should be of the very high standard quality, because it carries the human is involved in that. So considering that, the first challenge in the Gaganyaan mission was to develop that level of standard material. Maybe the material grade is same, which we have supplied to the earlier launch vehicle, but for Gaganyaan launch vehicle, you need the quality level of very high standard. So I think that was the main challenge in developing the processing technology of the material. So that we have done successfully. And many products, like we have made a grid fin, was one titanium alloy product. It's the first of its kind. And there also MIDHANI has a really very important role. It is basically a titanium based alloy. And that product we have developed successfully and supplied. And in addition to that, the many super alloys we have made for the first time. And also we have made a product called, it is used for taking the, carrying the oxygen to the astronaut who is going in the Gaganyaan. So for that, if you have to supply the life supporting equipment to them, okay. So for that we have to develop a very critical materials so that it can take the high purity of like oxygen to that and without any failure. So many first time materials we have developed to their requirements, and it has come out very successfully in that program. And it also involves a lot of testing load were tremendous, because the material should have a zero tolerance on any failure. So that was the big challenge for us. So that confidence we have given, and the material has gone for that mission.
You talked about the work that you are doing for the missile sector, missiles, Agni, and other missiles. So, Defense Minister recently announced that the India's defense exports have gone up to about more than 23,000 crore. And MIDHANI is doing a lot of critical work for the defense sector, as you rightly said. So, what kind of growth are you expecting in your defense-related orders?
Yeah, as you have a very important point you have mentioned here, that export is one of the very important performance parameter for Ministry of Defense, and it has taken a tremendous improvement in the last couple of years, and previous year has been again very good for growth. And you have rightly mentioned about that India is also looking for now the export of missiles. Let's say talk about the missiles also. Many discussions are going on, and recently I think it has come to the stage where now India is in a position to supply. So if that type of order is getting materialized, the material from MIDHANI was certainly used for that purpose. Our materials are already qualified, certified by the agencies who are clearing this type of products. In addition to that, not only in the missile, we are also seeing a lot of opportunities coming from the overseas in the area of aerospace grade of material. Because the world is now facing the one challenge that the supply chain of the materials for, especially in the aerospace sector, has some sort of a break and some sort of there's a slow growth in that area across the globe. So MIDHANI or India has a tremendous opportunity to fill that gap, and we are just have tried this is our beginning, and we see that a lot of groundwork we have done the last year. The last year our even though volume was not so big in terms of the total export, but we have qualified many of our grades in international with international companies. So I see that that type of growth is going to take place in the coming days or in the coming years, and MIDHANI will have definitely a good like position in that. And in addition to that, since we are also working in the Indian space program, and you know that space has Indian space program has taken a big I think growth is going to take place. So we have definitely a role to play, and many of the satellites coming for the launch in the Vekia in India will coming from the overseas. So I'll say indirectly will be parts giving the support to the export also, earning the foreign exchange for the country. And seeing our performance in the ISRO program, we are also seeing that the international space agencies, they are also looking for this type of supply chain coming from the India. So we have that area also in our. So there are the avenues and opportunities have increased tremendous in the way in the entire globe. And with the current global scenario, I think MIDHANI or India per se is having a very good opportunity, and so is the case for MIDHANI.
So you are also supplying a lot of material to the Indian Railways.
Yeah.
So how is this vertical doing?
Indian Railways, we have just started the beginning, I say. In fact, the last year we did we supplied some of the axles required for our locomotives. So that business we have established now, and I see that this year there is a good opportunity for us. So we are now trying to see that how our contribution can increase. And in addition to that, we are also seeing the opportunity for making the new product of the spring which is used in the LHB coaches. So that also qualifications are underway already. Indian Railway has qualified our new setup, which we have established recently. And now I am seeing the potential to get the business from that segment. And really they are facing the problem in getting the product made in India or getting from the overseas also. So this has also opened a new opportunity for us. And not only in the LSB coaches, but the metro also the same type of string can be utilized. So that is a two opportunity, that access and spring. I see that is the area where we have entered in the railway opportunity. But it is only the beginning. I think this year we are going to see the real outcoming from that.
Okay. And you are also supplying bulletproof vehicles for J&K Police and some other institutions also. And you are also supplying mine-proof vehicles. So what kind of technologies are you using in the development of these vehicles? And how far what kind of growth are you expecting in this area?
In fact, MIDHANI journey in the armored product has started long back. And we have initially we started doing our armoring with the steel produced within our armored steel itself we have made in-house. So from there our journey started. Now it has taken in the big way because we have established a new facility in Haryana, in the industrial area of Rohtak. And there we are now targeting only the armor products. And there, as we have mentioned, that armored vehicle is the one thing where we are making ourselves in our Hyderabad facility. And that armored steel we are giving to our factory, and there we are making the armoring the vehicle. In that case, J&K Police armoring has been very successful. and it has been utilized effectively. And many new things they are giving, the challenges they are giving to us. And in addition to that, we are also seeing that the mine-proof vehicle, we have given the armored panel for them. The vehicle has been made by the Jabalpur, that ordnance factory. And then our armored plates they are using, that is developed by MIDHANI. And this is being used in the mine MPV, and it has been quite successful. And also we are making the bulletproof jackets that we are giving to, we are working with the services, paramilitary forces. So that area also has started. I'll not say in the big way, but armored way, jacket also is going to be a better, means a good product for MIDHANI. And even the helmets also. So complete armored solutions we are trying to see that we can address for the country in that facility.
So this has, I think this has export potential also. This kind of
yeah, actually, in armored vehicle there is a good potential for export. And recently, our team, when we visited to some that local neighboring countries, they could see that it was in basically Indonesia. We had a visit by our team, and it was, they have shown the interest. So like that from many other countries also we are finding. In fact, we did some work for some other countries also in supplying the armored vehicle. So the requirement is there for that. Only thing is that we have to just come to the stage where we can multiply our capacity, increase our capacity, the armored vehicle. That's what I.
You have developed a high performance material for construction of an advanced ultra supercritical thermal energy plant, which will lead to reduction in the fossil fuel consumption. So now, what is this technology first of all, and what kind of demand are you expecting for this technology?
Yeah, AUSCC, as the abbreviated name is there, it is called that Advanced Ultra Supercritical Thermal Power Plants. So basically, this type of plants are supposed to have a very high efficiency power plants. So because of that, to improve the efficiency of any thermal power plants, you need that temperature of steam should be on very high level. Okay. So you need a material which can work at very high temperature and high pressure. And for that purpose, ordinary materials cannot work. So MIDHANI has developed the various grades of superalloys. And that superalloy has been used in initial development of the technology. So there was a team task force made by under the ambit of our this Ministry of Heavy Industry, and they have done a tremendous job in making that product. Technology has been certified and made available. And in the entire technology development, MIDHANI has done a very critical role in supplying all the materials. It has been already qualified. And I am saying that if this project is getting successful, India can be a very, I think, the first country to develop this technology. And this will cut down the consumption of the coal almost by 30% in generating a power of similar level compared to the conventional thermal power plants. And it will certainly cut down the emission. Then, of course, the as I said about the coal consumption. So this plant is expected to come. I think government is going to give the sanction for the plants. If that is there, we will have a very good opportunity in supplying the materials in large quantities for that purpose.
Okay. So the work that MIDHANI is doing is in a cutting edge technology area. So how do we get the technologies? Are you doing your own research, or are you also doing some international collaborations or domestic collaborations with other companies to use their IPs?
Yeah, it's a very important question you have. See, what happened in case of MIDHANI, we have our in-house R&D is very strong because we have our own development team. We also have various type of testing facilities. In addition to that, we are also having the support of DRDO laboratories and also coming from our concern like ISRO R&D team. We work with them also. We work with even with the atomic energy R&D team also. So these are the different labs also we take the support. In addition to that, some of the academic institutes like various IITs, we had the collaboration. So in that way we work and then we develop the product. But we are not depending anything from the outside as of now.
Okay.
So we have our in-house all the facilities and support is coming from these agencies. Like you need the data, you need some like analysis, we need some type of advisory. So those things we are trying to combine. But more or less, I can say that our dependency on outside is almost negligible as far as the technology is concerned.
You must be also be requiring a lot of critical metals for creating your alloys. So where do these come from? Do they come from Indian sources, or you have to import them?
Yeah, I think many of our critical raw materials in this our alloy development program, we have to depend on the import, and the import is mainly in terms of the pure metal, like we need the nickel, cobalt, molybdenum, tungsten. So that type of metals is not produced in the country. Since India is not having the production of these items, so we have to depend on the overseas. But these are all a very common type of metals which are well known, and not only MIDHANI, many other organizations they also buy for different purpose. So this is available in the college, and they are not very strategic in nature in the sense that supply chain is the one issue on these areas because we are depending on the overseas. So the price fluctuations will be there. Also, you have sometime the delay in delivery these items. So this is a challenge India is facing, and so is the case of MIDHANI. We are trying to address by these things by keeping some inventory, some stock in house. So we are trying to do that, but always depending on the outside has some challenge.
Yeah, I think a lot of work is going on to make India self-sufficient in these critical metals. So these things should improve over a period of time.
Yeah.
How are you using digital technologies, including emerging technologies like AI, data analytics, to improve the research and manufacturing process, and also improve your internal levels of corporate governance?
See, usually the perception outside is that AI is only can be used in the equipments, in gadgets. That type of thinking is there elsewhere. But I'll say that AI has application in metallurgical industries also in the big way. And if I am starting from the R&D, R&D also has a very important like R&D and the process. Both areas we have the importance of AI in case of our type of product profile. So recently we have done many developments using the AI, where we have done some optimization in using AI because we have the lot of huge data bank. So that using the data banks and all, we have made some of the AI tools in optimizing our process. Also, we have designed some of the alloys of different chemistry using the AI. But again, we are sitting on the huge data bank from the different metals properties also. So one advantage with the MIDHANI is that since we have a long history of our operation, so we have a huge data bank available in the different areas. Now we are utilizing for that, and that we are using the alloy design. We are using the process. We are also using the quality control. So that type of work is our team is working on the AI, and it's a good value addition. And I'll say it is only a beginning. There's a huge potential for that type of AI in case of this industry also.
One last question, sir. Government of India has a very ambitious vision for 2030 and for 2047 as well. So where do you see MIDHANI by 2030, and where do you see the whole sector of critical alloys by 2030? What kind of growth can we expect, and what kind of new innovations can we expect in this?
Yeah, it's very important questions, and a lot of like brainstorming and a lot of analysis by different experts we have done. We have also used some of the good advisors also. We have taken the input taken from by different advisors. And I see that during this development or by 2047 or 2030, MIDHANI also has to grow in terms of turnover. But I see the more than that, the requirement of many alloys, many products coming from the aero engines. I think as you must have seen that recently, the India is looking for a big change in the aero engine and of course aircraft industry. That should not only in the military aircraft, also in the civilian also. So my vision or my thinking is that in the future, India will going to be a big hub in case of aerospace engineering, aerospace manufacturing, and call it aero engine or aircraft. And there the MIDHANI has a vital role to play as an Indian company. And we are getting the feelers now. Many type of developments which are recently, especially for our Kaveri engine program. And also we have done for many that LCA work we have done. And now right now we are doing for the MCA, that is Advanced Multi-Combat Aircraft. So like this type of our base is there, and we are very ready to take up those things. And since we are also tying up with many aerospace company from the leading from the overseas, so we are entering in their supply chain. So in that type of giving the background, I see MIDHANI has a big role to play in the years to come. And it will definitely, moment you are contributing, it definitely will have a contribution in your turnover, in your performance also. So our challenge is that how we can quickly means like change ourselves or prepare ourselves to take that type of challenges.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jha. It was very nice talking to you. You have very good information on what in this critical area that work that MIDHANI is doing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.